They have been milking the economy of the country.
The former military ruler, President Idi Amin, said Uganda's Asians, brought to the country by the British, were depriving black Africans of opportunities, and gave Asians who held British passports 90 days to leave the country or face being put in concentration camps.
Many of them were British passport holders.
It was a good change. It was a very good change.
Though several thousand Asians have since returned home to Uganda, they are, however, often resented as they dominate businesses.
Uganda is a peaceful state and they are free to return home.
Many of these deported Indians fled to various countries.
No, it was very dramatic.
It was a very traumatic experience.
Ugandan President Idi Amin maintained God had told him to transform Uganda into a black man's country. What followed was the controversial expulsion of about 40,000 Asians,
giving them 90 days to leave the African nation from the 5th of August 1972 to get out. 3 months.
But the wait was done.
Today, I want us to address an issue that is becoming of great concern today in Africa. Many African countries are experiencing this problem, and this problem is being experienced between Africans and Asians. Now, I want to narrow it down. In Asia, we have so many countries. I'm speaking of two specific Asian countries. I'm speaking of India and I'm speaking of China. Coincidentally, these two countries are the ones with the largest population in the whole world. China being the first one, India being the second one. Another thing is that these two countries share the same borders to the north of India, the south of China. Made a discussion about the Chinese in Kenya, in Africa, in Congo, in many countries in Africa. And now I want us to discuss the challenge of Indians in Africa. Indians have always been in African countries for the longest time possible. Think of the time that the colonizer came till now. We still have the Indians. The Indians did not colonize Africans. No, they did not colonize Africans. Yes. But according to what I'm about to show you right now, I think Indians are maybe colonizing Africans economically. And that is a problem that Africans are facing right now with Indians. You know, many people have come forward, including Julius Malema, complaining about this. We had Idi Amin of Uganda. Idi Amin came up front. He went too far. I can say he went too far. People called him a dictator for a reason. He sent away the Indians from Uganda. He chased them away. You know, that is what he did. But what are some of the reasons why he did this? That is what we are going to discuss today. And now we are going to discuss this by watching this video. Watch this video and then I'll share with you my thoughts by the end, where we will have a deep critical analysis. Why sometimes Indians being in Africa might be a challenge for Africans and what we can do to coexist together and work together, the human race. As we have just realized from the video, this story of Idi Amin kicking out Indians from Uganda takes different forms of perspectives. Even Africans themselves, there are some who encouraged it, some who are really not happy. Indians, there are some who are not happy, some who are okay with it. They think really it was not Africa where they belonged. It is India where they belonged. Listening to this story from different perspectives help us gather some truth in it. Truth has two sides. It can never be one side. Now what happens is it was a form of racism. It was a form of racism though. Idi Amin was trying to raise the economy of Uganda. He was trying to make it easy for the Africans. But maybe the methodology that he used is not that which is conventional. It's not that which people who are moral. But sometimes, you know, they say if you want to create some omelette, you got to break some eggs. You know, it only hurts when that egg is you. When that egg is you is when you realize that, yeah, it hurts. We still have to eat omelette. If you want to enjoy the diet of omelette, we have to break some eggs. Idi Amin is just an example. Many African leaders who've taken steps. We saw Robert Mugabe, he kicked away all those, how do we call them? He kicked away all those white people from Zimbabwe, told them to go away. Even the Indians, they were taken back to Britain because most of them, majority of them were holders of the British passport. Even Britain had a problem with its own population. They had a problem with the Indians. And they said, no, we don't want this too much. It is too much and maybe we can take them in quotas. Maybe this number per year. But the whole population, bringing it into Britain. Britain is a very small country. It's almost the size of Nairobi County and maybe Kiambu County. That's the size of Britain. not so big. So I would kind of understand why they had hesitations to accept them, you know. Here is further analysis that I made. So this man Idi Amin was just a man who was trying to safeguard the rights of Africans. He was trying to safeguard opportunities for Africans, because he felt like Indians were taking away jobs from Africans in Uganda. And so he decided, as you've seen in the video, he decided that all Indians must go. I know it's not an easy move, it's not one which is easy to make, but many people call him a dictator for a reason, because of some of the choices he made, you know. Now, if you come back and sit and think of it, and you ask yourself, why was Idi Amin chasing away the Indians? I can say one or two things based on some of the interviews I've had, based on some of the videos you've seen. Even Julius Malema said one of the things I'm about to say right now. You know, the facts are out there. The Indians have a caste system. That's a fact. It's a caste system. The caste system is more of a thing of, it's a biased thing, you know. You understand the caste system, the marriage, people from lower caste cannot marry people from a higher caste, and that is how the Indians deal with their things, you know. So it leaves some other people biased. It leaves some other people not facing justice. It leaves many people in poverty while other people are thriving. You get me? My question to an African is this. If you were given the opportunity to take care of Africans, what would you have done? If you were given the opportunity, you are told today, you be the president, what would you do for Africans? Considering that we also have some other foreign policies, or not foreign policies, but foreign people in your country, and you also must take care of them. The problem that Indians were having with Idi Amin and with some other African countries up to date is the problem of thinking that they are so much important than the black person, and they're living in the black person's country, you know. That is the problem that is happening right now with Indians and other African countries, you know. Even here in Kenya, we have many establishments, but not so many. We have many establishments that are built for, that are doing the business of Indians. They are trying to, like Indians have established business, you know. Now, the point of this video is, if an Indian is in a particular country, they should just learn to prioritize the African as much as they prioritize themselves, so as to avoid what happened in Uganda between them and Idi Amin, you know. Just prioritize that African, because this is Africa, and Africa has long been known, and it's a scientific fact, it's a continent of black people, and we are so welcoming. We've welcomed everyone. So in as much as you are working on someone else's country, you should learn to respect people from there, and that is the point here. That is the point that many Indians should understand. And whatever happened in Uganda, that was really not good. I don't attest for someone to be chased away. That's what I believe, and that's how I think it should be. You understand? That's it. So, I must say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Yeah.